We're here at the 2007 Film Festival, and today I'm interviewing directors. And please tell me your name and a little about your film.
Sure. My name is Rick Greenwald, and my film is called Quantum Hoops. It's the story of the Caltech basketball team, who are the possessors of a 240-plus game losing streak.
And that's and counting, right?
Maybe. There's a nice little twist ending, but it's in counting in some ways and not in others. So we definitely clarify some of that in the documentary.
Well, certainly the Caltech people can count pretty good, I'll bet.
They're the greatest counters in the world. These kids are literally the most elite students in math and science and technology in the country. Some say, you might want to call them nerds. The guys on the basketball team, not so much, but nobody gets into Caltech with athletic skill purely based on that. You're only getting in there because of your academic, your GPA, your perfect SAT math scores. And if you happen to play basketball, that's great for the coach, but half the team didn't play basketball in high school. So,
wow. How would you find this film idea, and what would make you pursue it?
Yeah, I heard about the streak. The losing streak is really what captures everybody's imagination right off the bat, as it did mine. And my initial instinct was to track down the coach and find out why would a guy and how he would get to Caltech, why would he do it. And I came to find out that this coach has a great basketball background. He coached 5 All-Americans and had several winning programs, and just by certain circumstances made his way to Caltech. Over 200 people actually applied for that job when it became available. The prior coach had it for 15 years, never won a game, and never got fired. And they loved every minute of the guy. He's a legendary coach, and this guy took over for him. His name's Roy Dow, and he's a hardcore coach, serious business. Bobby Knight without the pushing and shoving and chair throwing. Maybe a chair throw every once in a while, and that's where it got started. And it was going to be a 10-minute short, to answer that question. And it didn't take more than a couple days to realize there's a way bigger story here than just the losing streak. That's the spine of the story, but the incredible people who've taught there, who've coached there, who've played there, who've played sports there, and what they've really gone on to do, not in the NBA, of course, but in bigger and better things that aren't really publicized. So
this isn't a Bad News Bears or a Marshall or something like that. This is more about people who it isn't as important, or they're just having fun, or
no, it's very important to them. It's the school needs Caltech. The school needs basketball. These kids need basketball. They need an outlet for their studies. The Bad News Bears, the coach actually tends to be offended by that comment. I said it myself. I said, "Oh, it's the Bad News Bears." Well, of course. For starters, the coach of the Bad News Bears was a clown. This guy's dead serious, and the kids are very serious about it. They want to win. They obviously haven't won for 22 years, but they're out there every game. They're trying to win. I like to say it's more of a cross between Real Genius, Field of Dreams, Rudy, and Revenge of the Nerds, I guess. And Rudy, it's more Rudy-esque because the football movie Rudy was about one guy's his simple dream of just putting the uniform on and getting in a game. Yeah. And this is about winning a single conference game, a regular season conference game, just one win. That normally means not much to anything else. It's not about championships. It's not even about being 500 for the season. Yeah. It's one win. We'll make their Caltech life and basketball time, worthwhile. So.
Well, tell me a little about yourself and your film career and what you're working on now and what you hope to do with this film. That's a pretty wide open question.
Sure. Yeah, I'm actually a UCSB film studies graduated in '93, and was a big basketball fan. Gaucho, I'm an original Gaucho Loco before they called us that. I threw some tortillas out there on the court, and
you put some DBs in the Thunderdome counter.
Oh, sure, yeah. No, I was center court for the 2 UNLV wins, going crazy. The Phantom of the Dome, who has become a little bit of an icon for the basketball team, was sort of my responsibility. He was a friend of mine, and I egged him on one day to go down there, and the rest is history. He sort of became, the unofficial mascot of the school. But after that, I set off. I'm an editor by trade. I do a lot of actually short form work, but I've worked on Beyond the Glory for some of the sports stuff, Behind the Music, some of those. I'm more infamous for being the editor on the Anna Kournikova fitness video, which is the most best-selling fitness video that nobody actually ever worked out to. So things like that. I worked on a surf documentary a couple years ago called Riding Giants, and that was sort of meeting with Stacy Peralta and his editor Paul Crowder were sort of an inspiration for doing a feature-length project of my own, really. Just seeing how they approach it, their style, and visually my style isn't like their films, but just taking on a subject, a little bit of a niche story, and turning it into something bigger.
So what's your next big project? First of all, this is your first feature film, is that correct?
Yeah, this is
and
it, yeah.
Are you have another one in the works, or?
I've got a couple. Baseball is my #1 sport. That's the one I played. I wasn't good enough to play basketball. Had I got into Caltech, I would have loved to have been on the team. But I'm looking at a baseball story. It'll take a long time to do. I've actually been thinking about it for 5 years before this one came up. It's just a matter of getting started, and there's a starting point each year. I'm trying to keep it a little bit of a secret, but it's a baseball story is what I'm hoping to do. While I have a company, I edit by trade, and I have a post-production company that helps pay the bills and finance something like this. So I'm definitely looking forward to having the chance to find another story and do something like this. This is the most rewarding thing I've ever done, and it's all financed by myself, and there's no who knows where it's going, hopefully somewhere. And
well, I have one more question. So the only thing I know about Caltech sports is they have a cheer that goes like E to the X, the X is
how do you know that?
I know things.
Yeah.
Secant, Tanzan, cosine, sine. They use that cheer?
It's if they have people who come to the games to cheer, they might pull that out. There's been games where there's a couple people in the stands. Unfortunately, they often are out at their home games are outnumbered by this over Christmas break. There were 200 people in the stands for one of their preseason games, and I think 190 were from the other team that came from the East Coast.
Oh my God.
So that's just the way it is there. But that cheer is not as well known these days as it used to be. But that cheer is definitely there.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck, and I hope you win more than Caltech.
It would be a rare win if I won something. The first Caltech win in a long time. That's for
Thank
sure.
you.
Thank you very much.